industrial system
They
has
want to hear the
inflicted
voices
on our
of the
community.
people
I
in
believe
the
this is
white
happening to us.
So
America would never do a thing like this to us.
Today could be called upon to be patriotic, since the place of play has been turned into factory, mill, and mine. Since the deafening sounds of machinery have replaced the music of the birds. What then is patriotism? Patriotism, sir, is the last resort of scoundrels, said Dr. Samuel Johnson. Indeed, conceit, arrogance, and egotism are the essentials of patriotism. Let me illustrate. Patriotism assumes that our globe is divided into little spots, each one surrounded by an iron gate. Those who have had the fortune of being born on some particular spot consider themselves better, nobler, grander, more intelligent than the living beings inhabiting any other spot. It is, therefore, the duty of everyone living on that chosen spot to fight, kill, and die in an attempt to impose his superiority upon all others. It is for that purpose that we are clamoring for a greater army and navy, more battleships and ammunition. An army and navy represents the people's toys. To make them more attractive and acceptable, hundreds of thousands of dollars are being spent for the display of these toys. That was the purpose of the American government in equipping a fleet and sending it along the Pacific coast, that every American citizen should be made to feel the pride and glory of the United States. Yet, $260,000 were spent on fireworks, theater parties, revelries at a time when men, women, and children through the breadth and length of this country were starving in the streets, when thousands of unemployed were ready to sell their labor at any price. $260,000. What could not have been accomplished with such an enormous sum? But instead of bread and shelter, the children of those cities were taken to see the fleet, that it may remain, as one newspaper said, a lasting memory for the child. If the mind of the child is to be poisoned with such memories, what hope is there for a true realization of human brotherhood? We Americans claim to be a peace-loving people. We hate bloodshed. We are opposed to violence. Yet, we go into spasms of joy over the possibility of projecting dynamite bombs from flying machines at helpless citizens. We are ready to hang, electrocute, or lynch anyone who, from economic necessity, will risk his own life in the attempt upon that of some industrial magnate. Yet our hearts swell with pride at the thought that America is becoming the most powerful nation on earth, that it will eventually plant her iron foot on the necks of all other nations. Such is the logic of patriotism. Thinking men and women the world over are beginning to realize that patriotism is too narrow and limited a conception to meet the necessities of our time. The centralization of power has brought into being an international feeling of solidarity among the oppressed nations of the world, a solidarity which represents a greater harmony of interests between the working man of America and his brothers abroad than the American miner and his exploiting compatriot. A solidarity which fears not foreign invasion because it is bringing all the workers to the point when they will say to their masters, "Go and do your own killing. We have done it long enough for you." This solidarity is awakening the consciousness of even soldiers, they too being the flesh of the great human family, a solidarity that has proven infallible more than once during past struggles, and which has been the impetus inducing Parisian soldiers during the Commune of 1871 to refuse to obey when ordered to shoot their brothers. It will eventually bring around the uprising of all the oppressed and downtrodden against their international exploiters. When we have undermined the patriotic lie, we shall have cleared the path for that great structure wherein all nationalities shall be united into a universal brotherhood. A truly free society.